What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Video Homicide, and welcome to the 2025 Video Homicide Cinema 187 Art Studio VHS Collection Comic Library. We're going to take a look at a bunch of stuff that I've got going on in here. Mainly the focus is the wall of movies, because it's going to be getting changed up pretty soon. I'm going to be taking a lot of the tapes off the wall, sort of condensing and reevaluating what I have down in the basement. So expect some upcoming videos going through some more tote bags of tapes. Like I did the one video, or maybe a couple of videos within the last year, I want to say, where I brought up some tapes. Like I was looking for my Dawn of the Dead 2-tape Anchor Bay, and I was able to bring that up from downstairs. But there's still probably like 8 tote bags, like big bags of movies, CDs, a bunch of stuff. So I really want to take a look at what I got and probably do one final purge before winter comes. So with that being said, I hope everybody is having an amazing Halloween. The horror atmosphere is among us. We got movies galore. We got horror comics galore. There's so much stuff to digest. Recently, I've been reading Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the actual novel. I did read the Hunter Thompson, or excuse me, the Fear and Loathing Troy Little adaptation, which was a comic, which was great. But I'm glad I'm about halfway done and finally reading Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Make sure you leave a 666 in the comments. And with that being said, enjoy. What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Video Homicide. Welcome back to an updated tour of the Cinema 187 Art Studio. Taking a look at some shit I got hung here. I think this has changed up too much since the last time that I made a video in here, but just gonna kind of give you a once around the room, because I do plan on changing up the way shit is in here, so I wanted to kind of document the setup as it is right now. This is one of the oldest drawings I've gotten here. It's from 2006, this Rat Fink. Puts me in grade 9. So, some other paintings. These are going to be staying in here, and like a lot of the shit's going to be, it's just going to be shifted around, because I kind of want to Tetris this shit to make it fit a little bit better. There's an unfinished Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas painting. Here's just like a huge amount of random comics and books that need to be organized. There's spray paint back there. This right here is to hang a towel on. I gotta hang in my bathroom, but making my way around. This right here on the window is just like a bunch of ideas and just little doodles and stuff that I like to keep track of. Right there, I'm actually rendering the latest review, which is Suspiria, so stay tuned for that. Got Michael Myers there guarding all the art supplies. Recently picked up a copy of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the Hunter Thompson book. I'm about halfway through, really enjoying it. And then of course we've got the movie collection. So the main reason I wanted to do this video is because I'm going to be really rearranging all this, especially when it comes to the tapes. There's a bunch of tapes all along the top that don't all need to be out. Same with over here. So before we get over there, I just want to quickly show the book shelf off, which is houses my library of not only books and shit, but art. This is all original art of mine. There's a bunch of sketchbooks and different paper and shit like that. I'm currently working on this giant drawing right here with all these horror icons. I finished the first tier, as it were, so I'm gonna be working on that probably on Monday, because I got the day off. But you know, a bunch of books, Johnny Ryan, Daniel Klaus. I pulled this out because this is a really good adaptation of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. More Johnny Ryan. We've got Jasper Jubinville, Dynamite Diva. I've got a bunch of his shit. There's the most recent one, number 4. He's putting out a new thing. This is Ash Can that came out if you pre-ordered. And my first Jasper, and I recommend checking out this guy's stuff. He's really good. He put out this book right here called Milkmaid, which is like a ballpoint drawing comic. Bernie Wrightson, Ditko, Miller, S. Clay Wilson, Piskor, Robert, Alan Robert, the fucking Afro Samurai, 68. Got Vince Locke there with Dead World, of course. You know, you got to have Sin City. This is all Frank Miller shit, and then a bunch of Robert Crumb stuff. Robert Crumb's wife's book right here, rest in peace. We got the 2 books by the RZA. I don't know if he's done any more, but we got the Tao of Wu and the Wu-Tang Manual. Thompson. You know, really crazy mixture of stuff. And even we got a copy of one of my biggest inspirations as a kid was Captain Underpants. Right next to Gilbert Sheldon, of course, with Fat Freddy's cat. Bunch of this is all heavy metal stuff from here over. And if you're a heavy metal collector, you know that all of the stuff without the spine is pre, what was it, 82 or something like that. I don't know. They started doing the spine with like the writing on it, I think in the mid 80s, I want to say. But there's a bunch of other stuff here. You can see some dividers. I made a bunch more of those. I gotta bust them out. I did like a creepy and an eerie one, but these right here are all just books, movie related books and stuff. So there's like books on martial art films, Hong Kong action cinema, Tokyo Scope, Japanese cult, Yakuza movies, Hollywood gangsters, horror books, creep shows by Stephen King, or about the films of Stephen King. This book right here, Grand Illusion, it's kind of tight here to pull these out, but the Tom Savini book. And for those of you wondering, I do have the Covenant Creep Show by Bernie Wrightson. Great stuff. And I actually picked up the first issue of the comic when it came out from Image, I believe. Wasn't too big on it, but I wanted to pick up at least the first issue. Back to this stuff. Sorry about the lighting situation. This is a book from my mom's childhood. Really good art in there that I've wanted to lift. Blaxploitation cinema, splatter cinema. John Landis's book, Monsters in the Movies, really good. These are graffiti books. Martha Cooper, Henry Chalfant, they are behind some of the most legendary graffiti photography, skateboarding stuff, Full Bleed, and then just a bunch of artwork. You know, I really started to document the artwork in 2001, and then standalone projects like Visual Voodoo, which is my upcoming anthology, solo anthology, and then there's Vomit Cough in the original pages. Bunch of stuff. I really recommend, you know, cataloging your stuff in a way that you can understand. At least you can understand, you know. A bunch of other random sketchbook material and comic stuff. So here we go. The fucking movie wall, man. This is crazy. You know, I've lived here for almost 2 years now, and I've only now just got this shit in alphabetical order. So we'll start from the top over here because this is really going to change up. I'm not going to be like pulling stuff because it's a nightmare pulling stuff from up here right now. But you can see there's some Cronenberg action, Akira Kurosawa, Belly, Boys in the Hood. Bunch of fun stuff. H.G. Lewis. Bava. These are cool right here. I've showed these off in the past, but these are bootlegs. See if I can... Taxi Driver. Looks like Dawn of the Dead. Same dude that did the House film, the Japanese horror film, mid-90s, which I really like, Jonah Hill's film. 2 copies of Demons, of course, Terror Train. Bootlegs that I made. This one, The Gates of Hell trilogy by Fulci is a tape I used to fall asleep to all the time. I'd wake up in the middle of fucking Beyond all the time. Wake up in the middle of fucking House by the Cemetery. There's a jar of magic mushrooms. It used to be a little bit more full than that. Guarded by Caesar. And then the first 6 issues of Cinema 187, which I've still got some for sale. You can message me at cinema.187, or you could message me on my email address, which is in the bio or in the link of this video. Just go to the link tree. Box set, Lethal Weapon. Like, that's going to be going downstairs into a box. Like, a lot of stuff, like the Death Wish films. Like, it's just taking up too much space. Like, I have the Death Wish films on DVD. I don't need them up here on fucking tape, you know. I want to keep them on tape because I love them, but I don't need them up here. We got the 2 Cinema 187 cards of Afro Death and Video Homicide. Shout out to Spark Boy. Sent me the Sparky. He said a buddy of mine that's a contributor to 187 bought this card and forgot, like, he sent me something, and then he forgot to change his address, so that actually went to me. And I said, hey, dude, I'll send this to you. He's like, no, keep it. And I said, fuck, I'll keep it. It's funny. That's a Patrick Sparrow. I got that from him at Villains Con. So you see, there's Clown House on tape. Exorcist, Martin, God Told Me To, which is great. Hills Have Eyes 2, Psychomania, Moby Dick, Rabid, Eaten Alive. Like, there's some bangers up here, man. Ninja Turtles #1, I Come in Peace, State of Grace, Ghost Dog, The Blob, Kung Fu, the standalone Kung Fu like pilot episode. There's a bunch of cool stuff here. Frankenstein, Predator, bunch of cool skull shit. These are all bootlegs that my dad made prior to the collection in some regards. That's how I first saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, you know, The Blob, the fucking Bride of Frankenstein, Blackula. It's like my childhood shit, you know what I mean? Making our way around here. We got some DVD box sets. Really good stuff. My wife bought me a lot of these, to be honest. She bought me this Hammer collection. She bought me this Tales from the Crypt collection, Tales from the Dark Side collection. I think she might have bought me this, but no, she didn't buy these movies right here. This is put out by Severin. I didn't like any of those movies, to be honest with you. I think Devil Hunter was probably the most tolerable for me, but you know, some tape action. This is all, you know, going to be whittled down. You know, we got a lot of really good Fulci stuff on tape, Argento stuff, Scorsese, Kubrick, of course, Brady Bunch right next, in between Boogeyman and Halloween. People say that this Boogeyman movie is shit, but that's one of the scariest movies of my childhood. I was so scared by it, and I haven't even really watched it in years. I got to recheck it out. It's fucked. Super, which I've mentioned before. This is one of the most offensive, hilarious films ever. It stars Joe Pesci as like a fucking slumlord. Lady Snowblood. I think this is Lady Snowblood #2. Yeah, it is. Lady Snowblood, really good. I did some reviews recently. Dead Alive, Peter Jackson, of course. We got Cheech and Chong, Rosemary's Baby. Some animation, Spawn, of course, Akira, American Pop, really good. South Park. Remake of Dawn of the Dead. It. Bunch of vampire films, of course. House of 1000 on tape. Texas Chainsaw remake. Black Christmas. You know, really good stuff. The OG Chainsaw Massacre. The OG Dawn of the Dead. Graveyard Shift. American Psycho. We've got Chucky down here, but his real name is Charles Lee Ray. We're going to move him out of the way. By the way, this fucking tea that I'm drinking, it's called Refreshing Orange, and the company is, I think I left the things on there. Yeah, it's called, like, Lloyd, Loyd. And the Refreshing Orange is probably and I drink tea cold. This is one of the best teas I've ever fucking had. Very refreshing for a young boy. This is cool. Beta copy of Bruce Lee fights back from the grave. Fright Night 2. Fright Night 1 sealed. Original Gangsta is really good. Hills Have Eyes 1. Also got some Scorsese. Fucking Kubrick action with 2001. Godzilla. Of course, we got Young Guns. And, you know, The Haunting is great. Lost Boys is great. We've got some Frankenstein stuff. Curse of Frankenstein, of course, with Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee. This is cool. These are like exploitation flicks. Angels Died Hard, Escape 2000, and Wanted, Dead or Alive. Rutger Hauer, scary movie. The Warriors, that was sent to me by my buddy Marky out in New York. Car Wash is great. Harder They Come, Jamaican film, good stuff. And Cement. So there's also tapes in the basement, so keep that in mind. And there's also tapes at the bottom that we'll get into. Show those off. But here's the collection from A to Z. Not going to be going hardcore through this, but yeah, there's some really good stuff. It's cool to see it all in alphabetical order finally. You know, and I've mixed all genres, all companies, not doing any of that bullshit. You know, it's hard to you know, if I only got like maybe like 10 to 15 arrows, and you know, I'd rather just have them all mixed in. This was a decision that took a while to really to go through with. Some good stuff right there, the female prisoner scorpion stuff. Enemy Territory is a film I can't talk about enough. This is a bootleg. Demons 1 and 2. Devil's Rejects. There's those Death Wish flicks. Deep Red 4K. Next to, I bought this by mistake. This is a fucking Region B. Can't even play it. Kind of getting dark here. Hellraiser. Halloween. Hood of Horror. Hood of Horror. Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror is a slept-on anthology. It's pretty fucking cool. Apparently this is worth a shitload of money. I highly doubt it. I used to see it all the fucking time. Hobo with a Shotgun. Really good stuff. Hard Boiled. I Spit on Your Grave, the original and the remake, next to Inferno. All of the Infernal Affairs films. Jaws. Kenny vs. Spenny. I think I'm only missing one season. I think it's season 5 I need. Kill Bill. Lone Wolf and Cub. Like, these two right here can go in the old man pile. Movies I give to my dad. He probably won't even fucking watch them, but I already got the Lone Wolf and Cub movies on the Criterion set. Good stuff, good stuff. SLC Punk. You know. The Raid films, really good stuff. Fucking shelf's gonna like fall. Pieces, Phantasm, Prince of Darkness, Psychos. I don't have Train to Busan #1, but there's Train to Busan #2, which is pretty fucking hardcore. Leon the Professional, really good. Pulp Fiction. Onibaba, one of my fucking favorites. Absolute classic. Opera by Argento. A lot of bootleg Argento stuff. Because it's just expensive. This is cool. Night of the Comet, Night of the Demons, Night of the Creeps. All pretty good fucking movies. There's a couple of good family-friendly ones. Recommended if you have young children. Maniac. So check it out. We got Maniac, the original. Got Maniac, the remake. And then we've even got Maniac from 1964 maybe. This movie's out of control. Really dark. Lethal Weapon films. Good stuff. Street Trash, Shocking Dark, Shaft. Suspiria, possibly cut version. 7, love 7. Tenement, really good. Fulci stuff. All my Chainsaw Massacre stuff. The Thing. Trick or Treat. Got to pull that for Halloween. The original The Thing. Signed copy of Toxic Avenger. Lloyd Kaufman. Put that there for now. This one I've actually yet to watch. The Undertaker with Joe Spinell, the Maniac. So I watched that movie called like The Last Horror Film, which was really good. So I gotta check that one out. Videohomicide, the short films of Ricky Paredes. Videodrome, Criterion, sent to me by my homie Radioactive Blob Fuel. Versus the Dead is really good. Canadian film. That cover does not do this movie justice. Do not base this movie based off the cover. This is great. And we pretty much end it with Fulci Zombie. Alright, so one thing I totally forgot to showcase in the collection tour was the video game section. So obviously a lot of Rockstar stuff, some mostly PS2, some Xbox 360 shit. So highlights, obviously, Kane and Lynch, Dead Men, love that. Manhunt, Max Payne, Red Dead 2, or excuse me, not 2, what the fuck was it called? Undead Nightmare was really good. Obviously all the GTAs, Getting Up, Warriors, Scarface, so good stuff. Big fucking part of my childhood was PS2, so gotta show love. All right, so the final stretch of the collection, we've got some clamshell stuff that just has nowhere to go, really. Pretty good stuff. Kiss Me Quick. Anaconda. That movie right there, Grampire, is absolute dog shit. Me and my dad got fucked up one night, watched it. Food of the Gods is good. Funhouse, Monster Squad, Jesus Christ, Vampire Hunter, Christmas Story, Night of the Creeps. Possession, Dolls, Thou Shall Not Kill, Except. And then all these like Asian ones are all bootlegs that I made. Shogun Assassin, Chainsaw Massacre, Ricky O, New York Ripper, some Fulci, Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox, Hellraiser, that type of stuff. So there you have it. That is the movie collection as it stands right now in October 2025. But yeah, shit's about to get moved around, so I'll probably do an updated tour pretty soon. But you know, I don't have too much in way of like art supplies in here other than like, you know, just random stuff. Like in these drawers, I have like my microns and stuff, and you know, store all that kind of shit. I've got some Prismacolor pencil crayons, Copics, different shit like that. But I don't go too crazy. So